What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? So, Zebek looking absolutely lights out fantastic today, huh? Absolutely fantastic. We are going to get into it, guys. We're going to look at the Zebek chart up 22% on the day, guys. Looking fantastic. But first, quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Self Custody Wallet. Get yourselves ones today, guys. Not your keys, not your coins. Like I said before, they got the access directly to CoinGecko right on your Decent wallet, guys. No copy and paste, no typing addresses. Use my link down below. Get a great deal. All right, we got some super chats to get into. J Money, I'm first today. There you go, brother. Bulbasaur in the house. First one, first serve. First come, first serve. Strawberry Dragons. Not going to shake me out. I'm with Rob and the amazing community. There you go, man. Next bull run's going. The next 4-year cycle, guys. Oh, it's going to be like magic. Eddie, what's up, buddy? Thanks for keeping us on our toes, boss. Hey, no problem, man. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Always, always. Your boy. With a name like J Money, you'd think you'd be balling with a $5 super chat at least. Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, before we get into the chat, let's have a look at the Zebek chart, shall we? I put up some fibs for you guys. Where are we gonna go? Well, we're getting close to the 786, guys, and that's probably where we're gonna meet some resistance. This here is kind of a golden pocket area, right, that you're generally going to fall into right here, right? That's usually where you end up topping out on a run. So probably going to end up right there. Let's change the color of that, shall we? There we go. Make it yellow for you. So that's probably where you're going to ping pong and maybe build up some support right in this range that we're in right now. Or, I mean, hey, maybe we just rip. Maybe we just go on a rip, right? Like Onyx Coin did. It's entirely possible, right? I mean, look how high we came up. This would be the 100 right here, 100% fib. But probably going to hit resistance at that 20167 level. So, but yeah, it's looking good. Hey, funny story, guys. Funny story. Remember down here when everyone said that Zebek was dead? Good times. Good times. We bought the fear. We bought the fear, baby. Now we are enjoying it. Let's see, how high up are we since they called Zebek dead? How high up are we? We are up right now 103% from its obituary from people who invest based on emotions, right? So, all right, let's see what's going on out there. J Money, what's up, family? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Mary, 100K now. Let's go. Easy, powerful Zebek daily close. Oh, yeah, it was juicy. It was juicy. I would have liked Bitcoin's close to be a little bit stronger, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Bruno, what's up, buddy? J Money is the captain now. I'm your captain now. I'm going to switch to the Bitcoin chart because for some reason this chart, the KuCoin chart freezes my camera. I don't know why that happens, but we'll put Bitcoin up there. Joy. Happy Friday, Rob and Patreon family. Good evening from Florida, and I'm ready to tune in. Open mic Fridays tonight. Hit the likes, everyone, for the best content. Absolutely. Absolutely. Panthers and Leafs coming up next week. A lot of Florida people in the chat. Mario, what's up, man? Mr. Rob, let's get this bull run started. Oh, J Money, I put 5 more on it. I put 5 on it. There you go, brother. There you go. The call and answers. Call and answer. There you go. I dig it, brother. I dig it. Jay, only sissy bears show caution. Haha. Exactly. Chicken wuss sissy bears. What's up, Macro Dip? Where you been, man? Hey, Rob, glad you're feeling it kind of better. Happy Friday. I wanted to ask you, do you hold any Toshi coin? And what are your thoughts on it? On how it will do? I think Toshi will do well. I do not hold any of it, no. But I do think that it will do well, yes. Shane, yo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Tony S. in the house. Won't stay at these prices for long. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Guys, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. Doesn't cost you a single solitary red cent. So go ahead and do that for me. That would be super fantastic. Do it. Do it now. What else do we have? John, Zebek is ripping. Hell yeah. Zebek, future millionaire. There you go. You're not broke. You're pretty rich. Beast mode. Is this the Zebek practice party? Can I get a hell yeah? Free pick. Rob, the man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, brother? There she is. Gamma Goddess. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get this money. Big Mouth Rob. Big Mouth Rob. Which corp you work for? Which corp I work for? I don't understand the question, man. Milk Money, good evening, weirdos. Ready for this run. There you go, man. There you go. Oh, your boy got another one in there. Nothing but love, J Money. We all family crew of weirdos. Yeah, we're all a bunch of weirdos, man. You got to be a weirdo to be here. I mean, look, we just hit the weirdo goal of 5 super chats, just like that. Boom. And we are weirdos. That's how we roll, baby. Wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. Where were we in the chat? Blair, what's going on, Blair? Paul, Rob, thanks for your updates. Hey, no problem, Paul. Good to see you here, buddy. Good to see you here. Osvaldo, Compton in the house. Rob, always keeping nice. There you go, brother. There you go. Compton in the house. I was in Compton once. I flew down to LA to spend some time with a buddy of mine. I'm so mad you pronounced Zebek wrong that I sold all my bags to punish you. Yeah, someone actually got mad at me for that. Man, you should learn how to pronounce it, man. It's Zebek, not Zebek. Who cares? I'm Canadian. I pronounce things differently, right? Hell yeah, you boy. All love here. All Braves fan. Evening, Rob. Will you keep the whole Patreon updated on when to move from project to project? Or is that just, no, I'm going to keep everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to know. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. All right. Wow. We're caught up in the chat already. Let's get into some of the news. All up, bro. Thought your comment was hilarious. Like, does it depend on your portfolio? Well, I mean, when altcoin season comes, right? When it's time for us to start taking profits, I'm going to have the group Zoom calls open for about 12 to 15 hours a day so everyone can hop on and find out in real time, hey, man, this is how much I'm up. This is what I'm holding. Should I be taking profits? And I'll be like, bam, 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 let's go. Let's take those profits. Let's roll those profits. Let's make that money, baby. Let's make that money. That's what we're going to be doing in real time, baby, in real time. All right, we're going to get into an article, and then we are going to watch a clip. Can you tell I'm drinking Monsters? All right. Bitcoin eyes 100K. Future traders show caution. So, Bitcoin has shown signs of approaching the 100K mark as of May 2025, driven by bullish forecasts and institutional interest, notably without explicit statements from major industry leaders. The prospect of Bitcoin reaching 100K highlights significant market anticipation, but futures traders exhibit caution as past trends of volatility and profit-taking near psychological milestones resurface. I keep saying that 100K is going to be a strong psychological level, guys, so you got to be cautious out there. Bitcoin is projected to trade between 97,000 and 103,000 in May, with bullish sentiment possibly extending to 105,000 institutional involvement. such as a Brown University investment in a Bitcoin ETF, boosts this sentiment. Despite positive forecasts, futures traders remain cautious as historical patterns of volatility resurface when Bitcoin approaches significant price barriers. Notably, there have been no direct statements from key opinion leaders on current market sentiment. Institutional investments, including ETF allocations, are driving Bitcoin's momentum, but caution prevails in futures markets as traders accounts for past volatility. This scenario could influence Bitcoin's immediate financial landscape. Past patterns suggest increased futures market interest and cautious leverage decisions as Bitcoin nears critical price levels, supported by on-chain data showing mixed sentiment despite an overall bullish outlook. Previous Bitcoin rallies have shown similar dynamics, with spot-driven momentum and regulatory clarity playing roles. The projected path to 100K echoes previous bull runs in its cautious futures positioning. Experts at Canacoin note that current market conditions mirror historical trends where cautious futures trading prevails. So let's go have a look at the leverage in the market, the leverage levels, liquidation levels, whatever. So what do we have going on here? So we get up to about $99,000. You're going to have about 475 million in shorts liquidated. That's not a whole bunch. I usually don't start to feel cautious until I start to see around $1 billion on Binance in either way, either longs or shorts. That's when I start to think, liquidity hunters might go after that. And then if we drop to 94,489, we'll see about 519 million in longs liquidated. So there's not a lot. There's not heavy leverage trading going on right now. So that's good though. That's good, right? Less manipulation in the market. Paul, what do you think about ASM? How high can it go? Can you tell me where the 200-day EMA on ASM, if you please? Let me see. If I have it set up. Un momento, por favor. ASM. No, I do not have it set up. Sorry, my friend, I do not have that set up for. I don't have that set up right now, my friend. I can look at it for you though over on ASM. Assemble AI, is that what you're talking about? They rebranded recently. I can't even get the live chart for it. I don't know why. Sorry, my brother. I can't even get the live chart for it right now. In the club. We all fam. Zebek just blasted it. Yes, absolutely, man. It's crushing it right now. It is crushing it. Robert, Zebek, absolutely my biggest bag. 6 million tokens. Let's go. Let's go, Zebek. Been in it for months. Nice. Wendy, hey, Rob, happy Saturday from Australia. Federal election day here in Australia. Well, I hope it goes the way that you want it to. Go time in the house. What's up, brother? All right, we got a clip to get through here. Let's check out. So, Evercore's Roger Altman on Mr. T's tariffs, a policy error of great magnitude.
Roger Altman, Evercore founder and senior chairman. He served as deputy Treasury Secretary in the Clinton administration. There's about a million things to talk about. I don't even know where you want to start, but I would go straight at the tariff piece, maybe more than anything, and sort of what are you actually seeing? We keep hearing from CEOs who seem to be very happy on television, telling us about how they're bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. Are they really happy?
No. The answer is no. I mean, I may not know a lot of things, but I know what many big cap public company CEOs are thinking. And they universally, in my experience, don't like the tariffs, are either already experiencing softness in their business or are sure that they will, and think it's a policy error of great magnitude.
Do you believe that a deal or deals can get done over the next 90 days? And by the way, we're probably now closer to 70 days to capture that window, where all of a sudden, if those deals are in place, it changes the dynamic materially?
Well, it's possible, and we should all hope so. I mean, if they are able to rattle off bilateral deals with Korea, Japan, India, yes, and so forth, I mean, that'll be positive. But look, the basics of this are pretty simple. Tariffs raise prices, reduce consumption, therefore less is produced, and therefore less growth and less jobs.
Tell me what's happening on the corner office as it relates to mergers, IPOs, fundraising, all the stuff that you work on all the time.
Well, there's a lot of pent-up demand. You see that in backlogs around the whole industry, our industry, and smaller things like engagement letters and conflict checks. But this level of volatility and uncertainty makes it hard to pull the trigger often. So if there's one, over all the years that we've talked, if there's one thing that investors don't like and businesses don't like, it's uncertainty. And we're in a period of very high uncertainty, including that the administration has been on again and off again in various ways with the imposition of the tariffs. So
how much of it is the tariff piece of it? I'm curious what you think of sort of the regulatory regime at this moment, because part of the argument had been that this administration was going to be open for business, everybody could merge left and right, and there was, you know, all systems go.
I think it's a little too early to say, with one exception. The administration seems to be essentially continuing the Biden approach on antitrust as it relates to big tech. Now, we'll see if that really is the case, but that seems to be the case at the moment. Otherwise, we haven't had a lot of examples. I think this administration will be less restrictive outside of tech, but we just have to wait for the cases and see, you know, and some big announcements and see if that's true.
Would you say most of the people you're talking to are hopeful, meaning that they have a sense that, you know, come this summer, that the world is going to shift in a positive direction, or that they may all be anxious, but I mean, is it a hopeful anxiousness or is it a dire anxiousness?
I think it varies with each company because, of course, not every single company is affected by the tariff war at all. But for those businesses which tend to be the really large ones, especially, I think there's a certain grim character or a sense of this being a grim task, because they don't know where this will go, what the end game is, when it's resolved. And, you know, look, there are some premises here that are just not correct. Imports are bad. No, imports are not bad. Imports allow Americans to access goods and services they want and to buy certain things more cheaply. And then the whole idea that if we're running a trade deficit with country A, that country is ripping us off. In the case of China, I believe that's true. But if you look at so many other countries, take Colombia, they produce coffee, with the exception of Hawaii. We don't. We buy lots of coffee from Colombia. If that was the only trade between the U.S. and Colombia, we'd be running a trade deficit. Trump would say we're ripping them off. They're ripping us off, rather, but we're not.
What kind of advice are you giving, to the extent that you're offering advice to businesses that are thinking about this tariff situation over not just this immediate piece, but longer term, and they say to themselves, I should be bringing manufacturing back to the U.S., I should be moving it to some other country, what should I be doing? What are you telling them now? And I ask because we're also seeing, you know, we had Mary Barr on, Jim Farley from Ford was out yesterday talking about how they're going to try to be bringing more manufacturing back to the U.S. You have the CEO of NVIDIA saying this. Apple came out with an announcement a month and a half ago saying that they're doing $500 billion. Do you look at that and say that's real? That's being driven by all of this? It's being driven by something else?
Well, first of all, I think it is real. I mean, in some cases, these companies had plans for investment in the United States, which they expanded.
Right.
In other cases, these are brand new plans, but I think it is real. And I think it is important. But not every company can do that,
right,
depending upon what they produce and the cost of production and so forth. It's going to be very difficult, for example, for pharmaceutical industry to move so much production, which is currently in Ireland and other places, right, to the United States on an economic basis. But and I think it is real.
Right. Good.
We haven't even started to feel the effects of the tariffs yet, guys. So buckle in for that. That's going to be later in the year, right? Boom. ZBEC still pumping. Can we break past this golden pocket, guys? Listen, is this the start of a run like we saw on Onyx Coin? Exciting prospect, guys. Could we see this thing run? We're already up from the bottom, almost 103% or something like that. Could we see another 400 or 500% run on this? Well, it would be another 400% run to copy Onyx Coin. Onyx Coin went up like 500%, right? So could we see a 500% run? Man, that would be great. Let's have some fun here. If ZBEC ran up 500% from the bottom, that would be 20473 would be the price. 500% run. Man, that would be fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So hopefully, right? We'll watch it. We'll watch it. ZBEC on the runway. Let's go. Booming. The only coin worth FOMOing into is ZBEC. Well, not right now. I wouldn't buy it right now. It's pumping too hard. Are we talking about ZBEC? Is that the ZBEC chart? That is the ZBEC chart right in front of your face. Paul, no problem, brother. Always, you are great. Thank you so much, brother. Crypto B, hey brother, I got the Decent wallet card using your link. Is there any way to reset it to factory? I don't have any crypto on it yet. Reset it to factory. If you haven't put anything on it yet, you shouldn't have to reset it. We will be live over on the Patreon shortly after this is over, Crypto P. So maybe ask in the so that we can understand what you're saying. Ask in the live over on the Patreon. Good evening, Rob. What will ZBEC's next strong resistance be? What do you think? Rewind it a little bit. The stream, rewind. I say rewind. Can you tell I'm old? If you go back in the stream, I had the fibs up and I showed the resistance levels. So just go back and check that out. And we are flying. Absolutely, man. Dutch, what's up, buddy? ZBEC, hell yeah. All right, so what is next? What is next? Got another article to get through here. All right, U.S. Congress to release new crypto regulatory draft. Key figures in Congress are set to release a draft crypto regulation before May 6th hearing aimed at structuring the U.S. cryptocurrency market. This regulation could redefine market dynamics and boost bipartisan cooperation, potentially impacting digital assets, valuations, and innovations. The House of Financial Services Committee, led by French Hill, will introduce a draft regulation for the cryptocurrency market, targeting a clearer legislative framework for the industry. This regulatory draft represents a step forward, defining the U.S. crypto landscape, aligning with last year's Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act efforts, which aimed to establish precise definitions and oversight. Proposed updates could stabilize and clarify regulations for stablecoins, impacting assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. A structured approach may enhance investor confidence and market integrity. promoting innovation and compliance within legal frameworks. Market observations and industry leaders are expecting to scrutinize the draft's implications, with stakeholders' reactions being pivotal. Bo Hines, White House crypto liaison, remarked, "The presidential administration was adamant that both the market structure and stablecoin bill be passed by August. The White House's support for speedy legislation aligns with broader calls for regulatory clarity from all sectors involved in cryptocurrency." Did you know the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act passed the House but stagnated in the state years before, indicating historical challenges in achieving a comprehensive cryptocurrency legislation? Financial analysts suggesting that implementing a detailed regulatory framework could solidify market positions and add systemic risk, enabling the U.S. to be a global leader in crypto innovation. Meanwhile, historic patterns indicate potential short-term market fluctuations following such legislative moves. Big things popping, little things stopping. We got another video to get to. Okay, thanks. Hey, no problemo. All right, so what do we got here? China may be further ahead than we think on AI chips. Not good, guys, not good.
Federal judge ruling that Apple violated a court order during its antitrust suit with Epic Games that directed the company to allow more competition for App Store downloads and payment methods. The judge saying that Apple executive Alex Roman gave testimony in that case, which was filled with, quote, misdirection and outright lies. Joining us right now is Jessica Leston, the Information founder and CEO. What do you make of that?
You know, it's hard to keep track of these legal antitrust rulings and proceedings right now because we're in the midst of so many in Washington. So I think in this one, it sounds like a really big slap on the wrist. I don't know where it goes per se, but no mistake, Apple, Meta, Google, they're facing some legal troubles.
But nobody seems to, in the either business world and or the investment world, seems to care.
Correct. Because look, these trials, even the FTC, even the DOJ, they're going to be years and years in the making. Yeah, investors care about this week's AI earnings, and things are looking pretty good.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. So we did have these earnings, and you've done some great reporting recently on all sorts of AI machinations. I'm curious about all of these companies, including NVIDIA, which say they're going to be bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. Is that something you think that has been spurred on, and we should give great credit to this administration for taking place? Is that something you think was in the cards before? Remember, you took a trip to China at one point with Gina Raimondo. There was obviously the CHIPS Act. How do you see what's happening now?
I think we have to wait and see. So you're seeing, TSMC and their Arizona factory. Right. You're seeing moves, but it is so far from the complete supply chain that it's really hard to say. So yes, tech companies want that headline with Trump showing the investment they're making. And I think they want to make it to some degree. I don't see it being a huge part of their supply chain going forward. We had a big story about Apple betting on India for that, which makes a lot more sense. Although in that case, China's blocking it, which is also interesting.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because I want to get back to NVIDIA. China is trying to block that. So what does that mean? Explain to the audience, for those who didn't get a chance to read the piece.
You know, it's complicated, but if you're basically working with different companies, China can say, well, if you also want to work with us, you can't work with them.
Right.
It's actually not that dissimilar to what we do in the US sometimes. So it's more of a soft power than a hard power. But when you're so dependent on China for key supplies, raw materials.
And how much is the Apple story, though, about key supplies? So if you're going to go to India, they're going to need those supplies, versus if you want to keep selling these phones into the Chinese market, which is a massive market still for Apple.
I think it's both. It's both. And,
and so they're trapped.
They are trapped. While at the same time, China's building up Huawei, China's building up its capacity. But Apple is absolutely trapped in the middle of this U.S.-China war, perhaps more than others.
There's this other story that you have, NVIDIA, Oracle racing to get AI chips out of the U.S. ahead of these new export rules. How much is that going to cost them to do? Or you think it's just a cost that they need to?
I think it's a cost that they need to do. And this is specifically, so we have export controls around chips, and then we have cloud export rules that are saying if you're training your AI models, you basically have to do it in the US. And so this is an effort to sort of get ahead of that second piece of it, while at the same time, they're also trying to sell chips out of the US. I think it's hard, but what choice do you have? If we are in an arms race of training, bigger and bigger clusters. You want some sort of redundancy and capacity around the world. And the idea that you're going to be constrained and maybe your competitor isn't is very scary to these companies. So
how far ahead do you think we are relative to China when it comes to chip making?
Very, very hard to say, but probably
meaning access to these chips, right? NVIDIA is not able to sell the highest end chips.
Correct.
And how, we keep hearing the Huawei is getting very, very close.
Very close. And we had another scoop this week about the next chip that NVIDIA is going to try to sell.
Right.
It's going to be on the export list in 2 weeks.
Because it's that good.
Of course, because, and if you talk to the administration officials about it, they're now sort of piecing apart the different parts of the chip, and it can't be good on this or that vector.
So that's the thing I can't tell. So you have Jensen, at the White House making this big announcement.
Yep.
President's thrilled about that part.
Yep.
But at the same time, he's trying to sell these chips to China.
Absolutely.
As good a chip as he can, which at some level is antithetical to what the administration would ultimately want.
It's completely antithetical, and it's completely core to his business. So I think we're going to really see some real tension play out on this front. And to answer your question, I assume China's further ahead than we think, because we also don't know the depreciation of these chips. This was the theme at our AI event in New York this week with the information. We asked Gavin Baker, what's the depreciation of a GPU? And he said, what's the meaning of life? So these are very unanswered questions. And maybe even that second generation is going to be enough to train the next DeepSeek. So.
And then real quick, just on large language models, given that that's what you guys have been talking about at this event all week, Mark Zuckerberg announcing a standalone app effectively for Llama. How do you see this? Clearly ChatGPT, I think, is ahead of everybody at this moment.
Yes, in the standalone subscription model. Yep.
The question is, where is Gemini and Google really?
Yep.
A lot of people have said they just haven't productized it properly yet, but that they have the biggest opportunity.
Yep.
Where is Anthropic in all of this? How do you see Microsoft, which is effectively, maybe splitting off and needing to make its own eventually? What's the stack rank them?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I think the models are neck and neck. And I'm in these chat groups with founders, and they're saying, well, I use Claude for this, and I use Gemini for this, but now I use ChatGPT. The models are neck and neck. The new battleground is distribution. And I think Meta and Google are the spray and pray. We're going to put it in every corner of our existing distribution and existing services. And Meta's move to do the standalone shows they're also going to go for the standalone. ChatGPT is excellent in terms of technology, excellent in terms of mindshare. They don't have that distribution. They're not in my Gmail. I think that's an area to watch.
But why hasn't it shown up in Gmail? So the thing I would think is that Google, when I'm on Gmail, should be servicing me and saying, I see that you're going to Omaha on Friday, and let me give you the packing list, and let me tell you the weather, and let me tell you that by the way, we're going to get you the restaurant reservation, and we're going to get the car and the this and the, like, why has that not happened?
Look, it's coming. Also, they're Google, and they don't want to freak you out. Google privacy.
I would think a lot of people would opt into that just to test it, just to see.
I think it's coming. I think it's already very much in the Google Workspace ecosystem more and more. And I think it's coming. And, I think we'll see how consumers respond. But Google's very cautious now. And I think they're putting on the brakes a little bit.
Putting on the brakes a little bit. Let's go back to the ZBEC chart, guys. Let's cross a freaking zero off. Wouldn't that be awesome? How about we do that? Let's cross a zero off the ZBEC chart. Carlos, wow, I'm up 50% in the green for ZBEC. Patience pays off. Yes, it's funny because just 2 weeks ago, people were saying that ZBEC was dead. Obituaries were being read. And I laughed and we bought. And now look at the result. Russell, my friend, my brother, thank you so much, my friend, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Matt just got off work, and ZBEC is making me happy. There you go, man. Go back in, tell your boss you quit. No, just kidding. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Hoover, what's up, buddy? Smash that like button, says Wendy. Absolutely. Free pick. My money is on the Leafs, but it's hard to bet against the Panthers. Hey, I don't give my Leafs much of a chance, as much as I wish they could. I mean, look at Florida's a stacked team, man. They put their star player on LTIR so that they could manipulate and circumvent the salary cap to use that money to bring in more superstars. So, I mean, their team is stacked, right? Stacked, jacked, and fanny packed. So it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a very tough battle to get through it. But I would be satisfied if my Leafs took them to Game 7, right? So, yeah. 201625, let's go. No mention of Grok. Yeah, I know. Zebek top 6 for most searched on Coinbase right now. Nice. I'm here just on dad duty. Hey, I get it, man. I get it. Believe me. Giga Long Bottom. Do you have a local price target for Zebek? I gave that earlier in the chat. I had the fibs up earlier. Just kind of go back in time and check that out. Zebek family on cloud 9. Let's go. Hey, Rob, glad you're feeling better. Thank you, Alfonso. Price target is targets in the Patreon. Yeah, that's the thing, man. If you guys need exit price points and stuff like that, if you want to know where you should be taking profits, get over to the Patreon, guys. Speaking of the Patreon, I'm going to be live over on the Patreon. It's Open Mic Friday, guys. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you guys are there. We're going to be live in about 20 minutes over on the Patreon. Get over there. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. Spend your Friday night with the community on Open Mic Fridays, guys. It's like nothing you've ever done before. It's a lot of fun. Check it out, guys. The link is in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. It's in the description. I'm going to get loaded up, get ready to go over to that live. See you guys in about 20 minutes. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys live in about 20 minutes. God bless.